All right, what's up? Cold open.
Cold open. Welcome to the Dog Daze podcast. British FIFA song opening editions.
I think we'll have to make Jadu edit it in because the audio is not great.
That's okay. Brendan, give us a little sample of these lyrics. I want to hear what's actually going on here.
Guys, I want to do a dramatic reading of a Body remix.
It's not the same.
RD E1 quotes 3x3 ZT 3x3 Bugsy Malone Boney Vivio Foreign and Darku.
Gang's all here.
And that's
Everyone.
the name. And then the artist is Tion Wayne X Russ Millions.
All right.
I say, I'll read this to you right now.
Maybe Jadu can like edit some like dramatic music
I
over
hope
this
so.
as you read it.
Oh, here we go. Wait.
This isn't a dramatic reading. This is just you playing the song.
Says, A, have you seen the state of our body? Mad. If I beat it, I ain't wearing a Johnny. Adiolo want to roll with a geezer. Is it me or the lifestyle, sweetheart? Actually, I don't give a shit. I'm a rapper now. Might as well live in it. She smoke up in my hotel, billing it. You can do what you like, darling. RD don't give a F. Still get brain when I smoke.
Wait. Sorry, really quick. He said like it like 3 times, and he said I don't give an F instead of I don't give a shit. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
He said, I'm a rapper now, might as well live in it. She smoke up in my hotel, billing it. You can do what you want, like what you want. You can do what you like, darling. RD don't give a F.
What?
So that sounds like this. This sounds like this.
You know, even though it's in English, I don't really know what he's talking about.
You know, when you like read Beowulf and you're like, damn, I really used to speak like that.
Yeah.
This is how
Oh my
everyone's going to be
gosh.
talking in like 100 years looking back at us like, what were they saying?
One thing that I will give a little footnote on is that he said something about I won't wear a Johnny, and that definitely means condom in like British slang. So
That
you're
is
welcome.
a very fun word.
I got an uncle named John.
You have an uncle named Condom. Congratulations.
Guys, I had a friend when I was at Marquette, and his last name was Condon with an N, with an N as in Nancy. But like,
That's a problem.
it's just one letter away. And we always, he was a business student. We said like, if you don't open up condoms, like, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
Honestly, there's no condom company I would trust more than condoms. You know, it's in the name.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, the parents did this on purpose because, like, it's like one thing to have like names that are unfortunate today, like Dick. Like that used to be a real, like that's a real name, you know. But like, Condon, is that a real name? Like, has anyone ever been named that before?
I mean, last name. I
Well,
think
it's his last name. Sorry.
Yeah, it's actually. I think that's fairly common. I've heard that before. Like,
I think
it's
it's like
not
a
that
German
rare.
name. Yeah.
I've never heard his last name before, but it makes more sense as a last name. I thought that was his first name, so I was like, that's just so unfortunate. So unfortunate. It'd be like naming your son or your daughter like mast hole. I don't know.
Or like Enos, which I think is also a name.
Son, your name is gonna be Enos. With a silent P. at the beginning.
Yeah, it's like that meme where it's like we named our daughter Rose because we like roses. Why am I called Duma, Dad? Well,
Duma
Glad
nuts
you
ain't
know
low.
Duma nuts.
You know, I'm sitting here right now. I'm eating a nice snack, and it's probably the least podcast friendly food one could imagine.
It's okay. Don't worry. We're doing like product placement right
it's also like an audio medium for
Oh,
like
up
a
the-
large portion of it. So
Is this an advertisement for Trent's Molcajete?
now. I just realized I'm not wearing my headphones. So she smoke up in my hotel. I'm feeling it.
like I feel like I kind of want to do like a Shakespeare style, like deep, like line by line, analyze what they're talking about in that song. So I feel like there's a lot more than just meets the surface level, you know?
Well, if you read it the right way, you realize it's a sonnet, the whole thing.
So Shakespearean.
Like Bill in it. Like,
Maybe he's talking about Bill Clinton.
is he talking? Oh, or Bill Gates?
Oh, or Bill Cosby.
Think about it.
Oh,
Think about it. This goes deeper. This is not just a song about some everyday rap song. He's trying to tell us something here.
What do you see? Look deeper. Think outside the box. Where's the hidden treasure?
I think you're licensed to be a therapist now.
I just got my degree in psychology from DeVry for saying that.
Phoenix University.
No,
Wait, is it University of Phoenix online or something?
Harvard.
bro, we were literally just looking it up the other day. I forget. Was I with you, Shane, or was I with
Yes. Yeah. I was
I was like,
looking that
I
up.
bet you University of Phoenix has like more famous alumni than UCSD. And they're like, nah, no way. And we looked it up, and guess who's a freaking alumni?
Shaq.
We're like, what?
Bro, those for-profit colleges are crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, aren't all the colleges for profit?
Yeah, but it's they add the scamminess to a whole nother level when it's for-profit schools. That's when it gets really bad.
I really want to talk to someone who went to one of those and went there and went through the entire program and graduated. I really would love to hear what that experience is like, and if they've been able to get a job since then,
Yeah, that's tough.
I really
interesting though.
It would. I wonder what the atmosphere is like. It just feels like a scam, just straight up.
You can ask Shaq.
Oh shit! Yeah, I mean that's easy.
We
get
all
Shaq
know.
on here.
Bro,
all know
Shaq graduated from University of Phoenix. Now he's the new Papa John.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly,
Dude,
the key
that
to
is
his
true.
success, not even it wasn't basketball that got Shaq famous. It was his University of Phoenix degree.
Exactly.
in basketball.
Basketball was just a side thing he was doing,
Yeah. Bro, Shaq, how do you think that man sits on a toilet? How do you think
do you think if they make he made an extra, maybe an extra big one, would that be more comfortable? Maybe. I imagine it must.
I feel like he's got it in his own house in Shaq's crib. He probably has reinforced toilets, an extra big bathroom or something.
Oh gosh, yeah. I hope he has
custom made.
Because when you're that tall, you can't experience a normal bathtub. You have to go one. You have to make it giant or something. I mean, he can afford it. He can afford a custom. That's honestly if I ever make money, that's the one luxury I would pay for is I want a bathtub I can actually fit in because I'm tall and I can't do that. It's very sad. I want to have a bubble bath then. I cannot tell you how much I want one, and I don't know why. I think I just like the idea of it. But I've never been able to experience it since I was 5.
Bro, our tub and the room me and Brendan shared last year, that thing was pretty big. That was solid for bubble baths. Do you remember that tub, Brendan?
Wait, wasn't that just a shower?
No, there was like a tub like with the tiles, and it was just extra big. It was such a weird bathroom.
It was so big that it
Yeah.
doesn't seem real. Dude, that shower was so nice.
I am someone who appreciates a nice shower.
Yeah.
Like I will be upset if like I have to take a shower, you know, and like I'm somewhere, someone's house or whatever, and it's just really shit water pressure. It's no.
Bro, one time I went over to Oswald's house, and I'm there, and they're like, "Yeah, by the way, like, we'll run the bath for you." And I'm like, "Oh, it's okay. I can just take a shower." They're like, "We only have baths." His house only has baths.
That's tough because then like I like baths, but the thing is I can't do that every day because that's just it's not time efficient or water efficient, you know? I'm in a rush. I got things to do.
Who the fuck's taking a bath every day?
Take a bath before work.
I've seen people with like both.
Well, when you live Well, Ozzy lives in the set of Bly Manor, so
that's
can
right.
It's probably very nice.
He lives in some like old like country British house.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, it's like all these like fucking like old fashioned bathtubs like with the feet and shit. And he saw servants bring them in like buckets of hot water.
Oh yeah, I think they did have feet on it.
Exactly. All right, so Jadu has been silent this whole time, definitely because he's just been thinking of an epic joke to say. So, are you ready, Jadu? Without further ado.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Fuck, I think they left.
Oh, got him!
Should I let him back in or not?
No, I think he cracked under the pressure. He joins late and put him on the spot, and he just can't.
Well, great episode, everyone. That was Dog Days.
That's called knocking on someone's door, but you have social anxiety and you run away because you decide you're not up to it.
Let's not make this too real. All right.
Bro, did you ever like when you were younger, like when I was in Scouts growing up, like we did a thing like we would go to door selling like Christmas wreaths and I think like flowers and shit in the springtime, but we had to go door to door and like sell shit. And it's always like, have you ever knocked on someone's door and you literally see them in their house and then they just ignore you, don't answer the door?
Oh my god, yes.
It's the fucking most awkward situation because you're just like, what do I do? Like, do I just leave?
Bro,
like,
door to door, anything is so bad. It's so hard to do.
Yeah, I would not want to. I do not envy that job. Although I'd always politely say no, but yeah, that you have to deal with people. That's a lot of one-on-one.
I'm sure whenever someone tries to call Shane to like sell some service, Shane talks to that person for like 3 hours.
I'm not quite that nice. I'll just
I'm a hella
on their way.
Like if I pick up and like if it gets through the spam filter on my phone, because usually it'll pop up and say like suspected spam, which is hella nice. But if it gets through that and like I'm like, oh, I'm like at work call and I answer and they're like, hello, like we'd like to talk to you about insurance today. I'm like, no, they just hang up.
I mean that's not being rude. That's just being direct. Like I know you're selling. I'm not interested. I'm definitely pro that.
That's fair.
I blocked all the ones that call me. There's only they
don't really. What?
I one by one. I blocked them all.
Dude, that's so smart. I've never thought of that.
You're like Ash Ketchum of what's that called? Phoning.
You're like Pokemon?
Yeah, he's like the Ash Ketchum of no, but I'm trying.
Oh, I thought you said Ashton Kutcher. I was like, where are you going with this?
Bro, you're like the Ashton Kutcher of family.
Telemarketing. You're the Ash Ketchum of telemarketing, bro. You cut them all.
I guess like you can definitely be ruder. Like there's like been a couple of times when Asia would get like she'd get like a bunch of spam calls in the same day. And like she would just pick up the phone and just at the top of her lungs scream directly into the phone and then just hang up.
Bro,
that's dipping into rudeness, but like also it's fucking hilarious.
You could always make up scenarios too, and it just be like, hey, like I'm actually at a funeral right now. What is this about? And just make it really weird. Like I'm getting a colonoscopy. Can just hold for a sec? You know, just get creative with it.
Right.
Even
I've been waiting for your
before
call.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been standing outside your house just waiting for you to call me.
Is this the audio sex line?
Wait, you're just like, you answer, you're just like, Frankie, what the fuck? I was waiting for you to call me. What the fuck, dude, bro? What do I do with this body? Like, I'm fucking freaking out right now, man.
Have you guys ever gotten like a new phone
and
and started getting like weird text messages like that?
No.
Like,
Bro.
what do I do with the body?
No, not what I.
You might want to look into that one.
I just remember my dad got a new phone one year, and like someone had his old number, or someone had that phone's number still, but thought it was someone else, and they kept like saying like, "Yo, when are we gonna meet up?" Ow. and then my dad wouldn't respond, and then like a day later he'd be like, "Hey, did you get my message?" Ow. And then like my dad wouldn't respond. He'd be like, "Bro, I have this stuff." Ow. When are we meeting up? Ow.
I sent you a picture of my penis. Please respond.
Ow. Ow. Dude, and then one time, like I guess some other guy like had my dad got like a new phone. I don't know, for whatever reason, I don't know, my dad's a trapper, but he's had like 8 different phones in my lifetime. But like basically like he got a new phone, but everyone that knows my dad like had his old number and started just like messaging it and like asking it questions about like, hey, do you want to join the fantasy football league? And I guess whoever got his phone was some like punk or whatever. He's like, F you, I want to effing join your stupid ass fantasy league. And so it's just like Jill Grider gets that message back from my dad and is so confused.
He's having a rough day over there.
He was so angry.
Oh my gosh.
They got added to the fantasy football group chat and they were not happy about it. Everyone was just like, yo, so maybe Tom doesn't want to be in the league this year.
Yeah, guys, I just have a feeling, a sneaking suspicion, he might not want to play.
And we used to just prank call that number all the time.
Damn. My voice just cracked.
Damn. It happens like every once in a while, and it's always like the most like embarrassing, shameful thing. I'm just like, well, what the fuck? Why would you do that to me, throat?
Anytime it happens to me, it gives me a little like, I have like a flashback, like Ratatouille style, where I'm in middle school, and I start, I think back to those times, and I don't miss it. I don't miss when the voice cracks were more common.
No.
What's the absolute worst time ever to have your voice crack? Ever?
In the middle of fuck.
I guess during an acceptance speech, or maybe if your wife is like, who's like Maria, and like she's holding your phone and your voice cracks like in the middle of explaining who that is. I guess that's also bad.
I would say in the middle of your father's eulogy.
That's where I was thinking, like funeral.
Of like a really close relative's eulogy.
I mean,
that's actually very reasonable, though. Technically, I feel like voice cracking. It's very fair, actually.
You can make that out to be like you're very emotional.
I'm thinking like first date. If you're like trying to like impress someone, you're trying to make a good impression, your voice cracking a lot would not be a good look. Even if everything else is going well, you're going to be hard pressed to recover from that one.
That's a good fucking answer. Like, can you imagine? Like, you're like putting in your all. Like, you met this chick on a Bumble or whatever, started messaging her, and you're like, oh, finally, I've been single for like 3 years. Let's go. And you meet up with her at fucking Applebee's because.
Hey, the 2 for 20. The 2 for 20. You get free appetizers. I mean, it's genius. Continue.
All right, but never mind. That paints it a bit like you meet her at Ruth's Chris because you're just trying to go all out. Like you're a fucking baller. You're trying to impress her. This chick's like 5 levels above you, just in terms of she's out of your league, right? And so you somehow got her go on a date with you, and things are going well. You meet up with her, like you kiss her hand, whatever.
Ooh, is she a princess? All right, continue.
Well, you're super smooth, super romantic. Like this is going so well. Like you order 3 different apps, and like you just, however, you just anytime she runs out of a drink, like you get her a new one. Like make sure that there is another one waiting for her. every time.
So you're trying to get her drunk, man?
No,
But,
well, okay. If she doesn't want to, of course not. Like you're
You're
yeah,
canceled.
wait a minute.
You are
I'm saying
canceled.
you're pulling out all the stops, like making sure that she's having time of her life, right? And then in the middle, like you get the steaks, or you're sitting down to eat, and you're just like, you go to say like, I'm just having such a great time. Like I think it's going really well, and then you just say, I'm having such a great time. I think this is going really well. And that's it. That's it. You're done.
And then game over.
No
But
matter how
then,
good the rest of the
if
night
she-
goes, you're gonna be thinking about that.
But think about it this way: if she leaves, someone has to finish those drinks. Someone has to eat those steaks. And you ran before. You did cardio before that date, so you're hungry. You just turned a disappointment into an opportunity.
Oh yeah, it turns out she was one of those girls who just like gets free dinners out of dudes and just like peace. That's a thing. I've heard like that happening to people, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Kind of savage.
Can you? They do what exactly? Can you repeat?
So like someone, well, I'm not gonna say it's like all the time it's a woman doing it to a man. Like I've just heard stories of dudes that this has happened to. But like women will like, I'll just say people will go on dating apps, try to get a date with someone who's expected to pay. Like they're not gonna be the,
Oh.
like someone asks them out, whatever, like, yeah, sure, like we'll go to dinner. And then they go to this like nice restaurant, they get a nice dinner, and then they're just like, actually, I don't really like you. They just did it for a free dinner. Like that's a thing that happens.
Oh yeah, dude, I was out last week, and I swear to God, I was at this like speakeasy type bar, and I felt so bad for this dude because, I mean, I don't know what he was going through, like, but he was there with another girl, and then I saw the girl like get up and like leave, like she was going to the bathroom or something, never showed back up, and the kid just like has the bill in front of him, and they were there before I got there, so I don't know like how much the bill got run up, but I don't think he was able to pay for it. So he like started freaking out. He was like tapping his foot and like pacing, and he like tried to talk to the bartender, and like it was just like I could feel his like nervous pain.
Wait, you're so poor that a date bankrupts you?
I was saying the same thing too, because I'm like, bruh didn't show up with like money for like the two of them.
Wait a minute. Yeah, wait a minute. Because if he couldn't pay for it
Maybe he forgot his card.
Maybe he was gonna do that to the girl, but she just like beat him.
Bro, what if she like took his card or something?
Oh.
I mean, then I think he'd just step out of the restaurant running and calling the police.
Right.
Maybe he forgot his card or something.
What did this happen in Spain?
España.
Yes, it did.
Oh,
Yes,
good transition, Brennan. Tell us all about your fucking trip to Spain, bro. Let's
Wait,
hear
hold
it.
on. Can I say something before that? It's about dates. I saw on Instagram that the average price of a date in California is like $200.
What? No, it is. No,
That's crazy, right?
No, it's not.
I think there's a
median price.
I think there's a difference between like when you're dating someone, you're trying to like impress them and like really make a good, impression on them, and you ask them out and go on like a nice date. Or, also like you could think like anniversaries or whatever. But like I think once you're in a relationship, like dates aren't as like crazy and extravagant. Like not never, but like, if you're just like going out on a little date like during the week or whatever, you're not gonna be going crazy.
Look, by the way, this is a legit plug. Like I'll plug this Instagram page forever.
All
They
right.
don't even have to do anything for me. At Fan Maps is the best, is one of the best Instagram pages of all time. And I have it right here. I don't know if you can see it. The YouTube people will. But basically, it's the average price of a date in the US. California, what is this? Oregon? No, Washington. And New York are really expensive. They're like, California's 226.
Damn, where?
Actually,
Like that's
Hawaii's
that's-
239.
What's the highest?
Yeah.
297 in New York.
Where are people going on these dates? Are they going to like
I
a
don't
fancy
know.
restaurant or like Disneyland?
In New York, like in
Bank.
the city.
It
I
is
get
expensive,
that.
yeah.
Yo,
I get
girl,
that,
you
yeah.
want to go on a date to the Bank of America?
Yeah, like
New York's
Are they
like
going-
the bougiest place in the US. I
But, like,
I
are
would
they
feel
going-
like.
I guess it depends what you're trying to do because like that implies you're going to like a 5-star restaurant or like doing like for it to be that expensive. That's a
Bro,
lot.
I seriously doubt that an average date in Tennessee costs $92. Right?
Even that seems high.
Wait, what's the lowest? Like, can you tell?
Try to guess.
No, I want to know the median.
I'm guessing.
Okay. Go ahead, Shane.
No, I actually take that. My guess wasn't going to be
Caught me by
right. I
surprise,
got to think
though.
about this more.
Wait, okay, Jadu, you said Tennessee was 92?
Wait. I'm going to say, well, Nashville's in, I'm going to say Kentucky.
No.
I'm going to say, wait, I want to
Kentucky's $81.
Okay, I was lower.
Okay, wait. I'm going to say Mississippi.
That's a good one.
Mississippi Queen. Where the fuck is Mississippi? Oh, is MS Mississippi?
Yeah.
68.
It's gotta be
Close.
a state. It's gotta be a state that has like literally no city you've ever heard of.
Okay, literally, it's either gotta be like, I'm gonna stake everything on this. Like, I think it has to be either Mississippi or Arkansas.
Oh wait, maybe it
No,
could be
Arkansas is Little Rock.
That's true.
Bro, what about one of the Dakotas? One of the Dakotas or
Ooh.
Nebraska.
North Dakota could be up there, but I'm gonna say like I'm confident that it's gonna be Mississippi or Arkansas.
All right, top 3 is South Dakota first. First for cheapest.
All right.
North Dakota second. Nebraska third.
Really?
Yo,
wow, you fucking
yeah.
holy shit! Shane
has the
fucking
top
did
3.
that. What the fuck? Wait, that's crazy.
I mean, it's one of those. I was thinking. I was like, there's not even like the South. Like, there's still like a decent amount of people there. There's barely anyone in like Nebraska, Dakotas. You know.
The way I thought about it was like you think about states that are like ranked by like education or like that kind of general.
Yeah.
And like I obviously like Mississippi and Arkansas are like really low in that regard. So like I think of like less people are like graduating high school or whatever. There's gonna be a lot like lower income, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
Bro,
I mean,
what are people from New York then doing on a date in South Dakota? Like if you're from New York and you go on a date in South Dakota, like where are you taking your?
all right.
They are purchasing Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Bro.
So what you do is you go to a touristy spot and you go and you say, hey, do you like horses? And she says yes. And what you do is you go on like a horse riding tour. And it gets very romantic. And then you go to a 5-star restaurant because you can afford it because it's at a 5-star restaurant in Nebraska. And you enjoy like a filet mignon dinner. And it all costs $10.
If I lived in Southwest Minnesota, or Minnesota? No, Southwest Montana. No, what's MN? Minnesota. If I lived in Southwest Minnesota, I would not think twice before I went to South Dakota for a date, because the average date goes from $109 to $38 and just a single car ride. So
I think like
the
it's average in like
there.
the cities, it's cities between rural places.
Yeah.
So people in Southwest Minnesota are probably paying about the same. Sorry, I have a piece of ice in my mouth and I just realized that. Like
Guys,
you're good.
there's only one 5-star restaurant in South Dakota.
Wait, what is it though? Is it a
steakhouse? It's got to be like a nice steakhouse.
Like
that's what I'm gonna guess.
Restaurant. Cheyenne Crossing.
What kind of food?
I don't know if I would trust it. But if it's 5 stars, it must be. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of a random spot for a really nice Mexican restaurant.
So normal.
But
if you had to guess, what state would have the most Michelin starred restaurants?
Oh, that's gonna be either California or New York. I feel like.
Yeah. But between the two, what do you think?
Between the two,
are Michelin star restaurants that common that you have like multiple in the US?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's definitely some food hubs like New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco to a lesser degree too. All these places have.
I feel like Portland
It probably has some.
I don't know.
Probably has at least a few, but it's not going to be as much as the 3 I mentioned. Those are all like big food hubs, so they're absolutely going to have some like Michelin, like decent amount of Michelin star restaurants.
No, never mind.
Texas will have some, but probably not as many. But they'll have some for sure.
Damn, geography is really cool.
Bro, I feel
Oh
like
my
this website was a
God.
lie because it said this Mexican restaurant was a 5-star Michelin restaurant
That I mean,
What?
in South
In
Dakota.
South Dakota?
Yeah,
random, but
this is their website.
No, like, isn't
possible though.
what's the most? Is it okay? So the best restaurant in the world is in Modena,
Where, Italy?
Modena, Italy,
Oh, okay.
which is also the city where Ferrari is from.
Wait. Okay, best restaurant in the world according to who?
It's just known as the best restaurant in the world. I don't know, like it probably has the most stars. Most.
I think
Michelin
there's like
stars.
yearly like Michelin ratings or something along those lines, man. Like I know I've seen
Yeah.
like if you ever watch like Chef's Table on like Netflix or anything, they'll talk about like, oh, like this restaurant in Moscow was like the number 3 rated restaurant in the world or something like that.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, okay.
Justin,
Okay.
of
I just
course,
found I just found a chart of top Michelin star. Oh wait, sorry. Countries ranked by how many Michelin star restaurants they have. If you had to guess, what is
Mhm.
number one?
Number 1, I'm guessing France.
Either France or Italy or the US.
Yeah,
I'm going
thinking the
with
US.
I'm going with the US because it's too big.
You guys,
too
like-
rich.
This is very surprising to me, but you are all wrong.
What?
Michelin. Wait a minute. I'm gonna say Japan.
By the way, this is
I was gonna
Michelin
say that too.
three-star
Yeah.
three-star restaurants. Wait, what did you say, Brendan?
Yeah,
We
we're
both said Japan.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
actually that makes sense. I know there's a bunch over there.
Yeah.
I
damn.
just was thinking about Ratatouille earlier today. So
France is number 2. And
okay.
then so it's Japan with 28. By the way,
Wow.
this is Michelin 3 stars. There are 3
Oh,
levels.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's like the highest like tier
Yeah.
of Michelin star. So Japan is 28, France 27, super close. US 14, Germany 11, China 10, Italy 9. Italy is number 6.
Damn, they got to step it
And
up.
it's tied with Spain, also with 9.
Okay. I mean, still, it's quite a lot to get 3 stars. I mean, like just getting 1 star is a big deal, let alone that to that degree. It has to
Ben,
be the
look up-
finest place.
Look up the Modena restaurant.
Can you
in
spell
Wait,
it
what's
out?
it called?
Judo?
Well, I know how to spell
Modena?
Modena, but what's the restaurant called? Modena's the city.
Yeah. I don't know what the restaurant's called, but if you type like restaurant in Modena, it's probably gonna show up.
Is it?
Oh, I found it.
There's Australia from.
Yeah, that's what came
Francescana?
up. That's what came up for me as well. So wait, straight up,
Oh
like,
yeah,
why
3 star.
why is this the number 1? Like, what makes it the best restaurant in the entire world? Do you know?
Enough people gave it the best rating in the world to make it the best restaurant in the world.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Wow.
Godfather being the best rated movie of all time, or Citizen Kane.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
Yeah.
you'll like it the best, but it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
up there.
I mean, I'm looking at pictures of it, and it looks like nice, but it's not what I expect out of like the nicest restaurant in the entire world.
Oh, I
It's
watched the
not that,
vlog
like,
once.
fancy.
I watched a vlog once of this guy in the US. He's like our age. He
Yeah.
planned a trip around going to that restaurant with his girlfriend or something. And he showed the bill. It wasn't crazy. It was something like, I mean, it was definitely too much money for food. It was like $2,000 or something. I can't remember
But
if it was $2,000 for him or $2,000 per person, but it was probably per person. But yeah, he did the whole thing like 1,000 courses.
wow.
1,000?
I-
What?
No,
No, I was about to say, I was like, was he there for a week? Like, what's going on there? But I mean, it's one of those you pay for the experience too. It's more than
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the food. I mean, you get the drinks, the dessert. You're surrounded probably by like really nice artwork. I bet they're on like a waterfall or something. Like, you spend some money, but you get to experience something that's kind of a once in a lifetime. That's like one of my bucket list goals actually, is to go to like a nice restaurant like that just once, just to kind of experience that.
What is the nicest restaurant you guys have ever been to?
Oh, that's a good question.
the Denny's in PB.
Okay,
yes.
I hop at PB at 1 a.m.
You guys ever hear of the Loft?
Yeah.
The Zanzibar combo boys.
Bro, the truffle fries in in
At Dallas Point.
fuck. Ballast Point, yeah. The
Oh,
truffle fries at
so
Ballast
good.
Point.
I
Bro,
know
we're getting the truffle fries at Ballast Point when I'm there.
Oh, 100%.
has to happen.
I already
Has to
ordered.
happen.
I already put in the order.
Cool.
Guys, also just real quick, just like a big like what the fuck moment. The Michelin stars, when they talk about like, oh yeah, 3
It's the
Michelin
same
stars,
Michelin as tires.
it's the fucking Michelin tire company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was based
Is
on
it
a promotion because Michelin's a tire company and it's all about transportation and traveling. So they're like, we're gonna send people on Michelin tires to like explore restaurants and rate them. And now it's just become like the gold standard for like restaurants.
That's crazy though.
That's really random.
I was like, yo, why is there a logo of the fucking car tire company?
Yep.
Meanwhile, it is the Michelin stars are just like a part of it. They
Yeah.
just
By
did
the
that.
way-
They just did that on the side.
By the way, California has the most with 7 in the U.S.
Which
Wow.
wait, where are they? In what cities?
We got St. Helena. Where's that? I assume they're big. They're near big like metropolitan areas. We have one in St. Helena, one in Yountville, one in Healdsburg, 3 in San Francisco, 1 in Los Gatos.
What? Oh wait,
SF, you'll have to
Shane,
see it,
that's your
boys.
Shane. That's your N. 3 in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Okay,
And there's tons
you
of like
guys-
1 and 2 star ones as well. Actually, I've actually have a list of some of the 1-star ones that I want to go check out sometime later this year.
Have you heard of any of these 3? We
This
got
year,
Quince, which is like a fruit, I think. Benu and Atelier Crème.
I have not. No, I mean, I've only been looking at like 1-star ones, truthfully. Like I'm starting small.
That's fair. That's fair.
So like
Are there
there's
any- Oh, those are 3-star.
yes.
Michelin
There's
Oh.
tons more 2 and 1-star. Like
Okay,
for example,
okay.
like Octavia, Lord Stanley, SPQR, Alice Place,
Yeah.
In Situ, or
Damn.
Curio. I think that's like a kind of like I think it's a Korean one. But
Is that off the top of your head? You just named
no,
like
no, I
5
actually-
Michelin stars.
I have
Oh,
so actually I have like a
Okay.
list of San Francisco like places to check out by neighborhood that I've just been going through over the past since I moved here over a year ago, and I have a little section dedicated to some just cool Michelin star, like 1-star places I'd like to check out. So haven't checked out
Bro,
any of them yet, but they're on the
let's
list.
fucking like straight up. Let's plan to go to one when I'm there. Like I'm super down.
Yeah, that'd
no,
be
I
down.
really want to go to the one in the Mexican place in South Dakota now. I have to go to
Dude.
that,
Bro, that
bro.
said it was a 5-star Michelin restaurant, so I'm pretty sure it was lying.
I mean, it has to be the best in the world then. 'Cause it's impossible.
The greatest restaurant of all time.
Dude, I have kind of trust issues now with like getting Mexican food in random places because
Yeah.
I actually had the worst Mexican food of my life was in the beautiful Jackson Hole, Wyoming,
Oh
which
yeah.
should have been a red flag off the get go. But Jackson Hole is like this little touristy area. It's kind of in between Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons. Beautiful area.
Bro,
But-
that's probably beautiful. Yeah.
It is gorgeous, but there's kind of this like hub where they have like I think some like casinos and like some like nice restaurants, and we saw a bunch of people mobbing out to this Mexican place, and it's like a bigger restaurant, like a little more fancy, which already should have been like kind of a red flag. It was a little like overly nice, kind of like remind me of like Cheesecake Factory, like a little bit,
Mhm.
and we were like, okay, there's a bunch of people going here, it must be decent. And by the time we sat down, waited in the line, and ate, we all kind of like looked at each other and we were like, this is god awful. Like I could cook better Mexican food myself
Really.
than this restaurant. Oh yeah, so bland. And people were like eating it up, and we're like looking around. It's like, just no one know this isn't good like Mexican food, like because we're from California, so like you have to at least be decent here. You know, there's higher standards. But yeah, this random place in Wyoming was just awful.
Yeah, it's crazy how much we take it for granted. I got
Yeah.
Mexican food at the airport in JFK. That was so bad. I paid like $13 for a quesadilla, and it was just like it wasn't real. It wasn't even like a real. I could have gone to Del Taco.
Yeah, literally the bar down a block away from us right now has way better Mexican food than that fancy restaurant
Don't
did.
tempt me like that. Shane, don't tempt me like that.
I had just saying, just throw it out there.
You guys, I'm looking at a map of Michelin star places in Chicago, and I've been to one and didn't even know it was fucking Michelin star.
Oh
Denny's?
It's literally a brewery, which is crazy.
Wow.
Oh, that's intriguing.
Yeah, it's called Moody Tongue Brewery, and their beer is really fucking good. And I wanted to go there because like their beer is like super high quality. And
Okay, very cool.
and I get it. Like their restaurant's pretty like fancy.
So yeah, that'll do it.
You're like getting blacked out drunk at the Michelin star restaurant.
That's an expensive night.
Yeah.
How do I this website sucks. How do I
What are you looking
fucking
at?
how do I fucking add more than one fucking filter at once? Oh, wait. I saw that there's like 2,500 like something Michelin star restaurants in Brazil, but I can't seem to find how many of those are 3 Michelin star restaurants.
Oh yeah, there's for sure gonna be some good ones. I feel like.
Yeah, there's a lot of rich people in Brazil too, especially in São Paulo. There's so much bougie shit here. Like, that's the same with any big city. I guess.
Yeah. Juju, you want to hear a really random fact about Concord? So, like, I am originally from Concord. I'm living in San Francisco right now. The highest rated restaurant in Concord is a Brazilian steakhouse.
What would you show?
I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but
That's crazy though.
we went there for my little brother's birthday because he was being difficult with what he wanted, and I was like, "Do you just want to eat it like a nice meal with lots of meat?" And he was like, "Oh!" So he got all excited about that, and then yeah, it was actually delicious. I was just blown away, and I got a couple of those. I think they're called caipirinhas or
yeah. You guys are gonna have a lot of those here.
Oh, I'm like those were game changing.
What is that? Is that like a dessert?
No, it is almost it's kind of similar to a margarita in essence, very like lime based.
The alcohol is very different.
It is, yeah.
It's a. Do you know what cachaça is, Brandon?
No.
Do you know what like Italian like grappa is?
Crap.
Grappa.
No, I don't.
No.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Cuomo for a second.
No, okay. So it's I don't know what it's made of, cachaça, but it's like
I think it might be sugar. It might like sugar cane or something.
It's the hardest alcohol I've ever tasted is cachaça. So then they mix cachaça with sugar and lime, basically, or lemons, and it's delicious. And like in Homana's country house that she has here in the like small beach town. Have I told you guys about her like country house at all?
I think once.
So her parents,
tell me
her
more.
parents have like a group of like 8, I think, couples that they're really close to because they all worked together. So they bought this huge like land in like a small city, like 2 hours away from Santos, and they all built little houses on the land, and it's right next to a river where there's like actual like rainforest animals, and it's like rainforest climate, and it's like very humid. And they built the houses so they're all neighbors, and they built like this huge swimming pool, and there's like a soccer field and shit. And
in my head,
we go there a lot.
Brazilian midsummer.
Ooh.
Yeah. And they go there a lot, like basically like almost every week. And during the summer, they invite like, so basically we'll go like want to invite like 20 people to go there and spend like 7 days like in the sun, and then they go like, yeah, let's do it. And then like everyone's there, and everyone's just like in the sun, basically like frying and drinking caipirinhas and playing like swimming pool volleyball.
Ooh, that's dope. What are they frying?
Their skin. Yeah, so you guys will be
Are we gonna go?
invited to. Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I was getting to. All right, Brandon, your Spain story. Actually, you went to like a lot of different countries, right? Liechtenstein, Vatican.
No. Right. So I went to Andorra, which
that's crazy.
So while I was there,
that's the craziest sentence anyone said on Dog Days.
I want you guys to hear my movie plot right now. It's kind of based on a true story, just a little bit. So you have a couple, like a guy and a girl, and they're gonna do the same tour that I did, right? Which is 3 countries one day. We started in Barcelona. We drove up through Spain. We went to a city called Baga, and then to like a small village in France, then to Andorra, then back to Spain, then back to Barcelona, right? So that's the premise, right? And this couple is on the trip, and at the first stop, in the next in Spain, and then in France, like you get out, you walk around for a little bit, and then you like come back to the bus and you keep going, right? And so everything looks like European, and then all of a sudden you get to Andorra, and you're like climbing up through the hills. Like it does kind of look like Midsummer. I wish I might have some pictures I can show or something, but like all you see around you are like huge grassy mountainous hills. You're really high in elevation. There's like cows everywhere. Then all of a sudden, like everything changes in the architecture. All of a sudden, like all the buildings are clustered on top of one another. They're like all advertising cigarettes and like random products, like watches and cell phones and laptops and sunglasses. And like all the houses are made out of like different colors. And you feel like you've stepped into like a different universe. And you continue up this hill and then back down the hill. And then all of a sudden, it's like you enter this like massive valley. There's like a huge tower that like spikes up into the air, and like a gigantic, not gigantic, but like a very, very large village filled with like shops and stuff like that, right?
This sort of sounds like San Francisco. Bunch of colored houses, quite tower, that big valley, lots of little villages and like neighborhoods.
But give yourself like a North Korea vibe.
Oh, that's right? Not as fun.
Like it's just like everything seems a little bit too perfect. Like something just seems a little bit off, you know? And like the huge tower building or whatever, they say they're like, oh yeah, that's a spa, right? And so, you know, we're like the couple's going through into Andorra, and the van like stops in this like grocery store parking lot. They say, all right, guys, we have an hour. Just everyone meet back here at 3:15. But go ahead and explore. So the first thing that you do is like you walk around, you start like walking towards this like tourist info place, and they said where it is, but you're having trouble finding it. And like all the shops are like really random. Like they sell like Gucci and Dior and like those kinds of products, but they're not those stores. Like they're just like department stores that sell those products. And so you're like wandering around, like looking around, like everything seems a little bit off. Everything's way too clean. Like you just feel like you've not just like changed dimension, but changed like into like a new, like into the Twilight Zone or something. And so you go and you find this like tourist place, and then you're like walking around some more. All of a sudden you look at the time, and it's like getting late. Like it's like 3:00, and you've got a long walk back to where the van was, right? So you're like, oh, we gotta get back. We gotta get back. So you start kind of like moving quickly, and you get back, and it's like 3:16, and all of a sudden like the van's gone. And you're like, that's weird. Like maybe they're just like in a different spot than where they dropped us off. So you're like looking around, and you remember that like earlier on the tour, the bus driver had said to like be on time to like get back, because like can't wait all day, but like you wouldn't think that the bus is gonna like leave without you. So anyways, so you're like walking around the parking lot, you don't see it. You're starting to get like a little bit concerned, but it's like whatever, it's fine. But you definitely feel uneasy. And so you call the place, right? And the tour place is not answering. Like nobody's answering. Even like the bus driver's personal number, he's like not answering. And you're starting to get like very concerned, you know, and you're like, maybe, you know, service is really bad, and we're having a fun time. Like there's no stress. Like obviously we want to be on our tour. We want to get back to like Barcelona like we planned tonight, but if we end up stuck a night in Andorra, let's see if we can get like a room somewhere. Like everything's going to be fine. And then so you're walking around, you're like, let's stop in, let's get a like drink somewhere. And so you like have a beer while you're on Wi-Fi, and you still like can't connect to like call this person. And you're just starting to get confused. So you're like, let's go like just check into a hotel real quick. And so you're walking towards a hotel, and then all of a sudden you see the tour guide. And you're like, Like, I'm so confused. And the tour guide is just walking by himself, kind of like in the same direction that you're walking, or in the opposite direction. So you're walking towards each other. And so you kind of like in awe, like start walking a little bit faster, and you get like right up in front of him, and you're like, hey, like Arnold, like, what's up? Like, what are you doing here? Where's the bus? And the guy just looks at you so bewildered, and he's like confused, and he like shakes his head no and like keeps walking. And you're like so concerned because that was your tour guide, or at least someone who looked just like your tour guide. So you go up and like behind him, and you like kind of like turn him around, and he like pushes you away, and he's like, no, like get away from me, right? And he like moves off in his direction. Like you both look at each other like, that's so weird. Like, what the heck is going on right now? And so, but then you like right off, you're like, maybe that was just someone else that just doesn't look like him, and then we can't connect. And so you're walking to like go check into a hotel, and all the hotels are full, and like the sun's going down. Like as you're kind of giving up hope, like you're getting another drink somewhere, you're like, maybe we can just kind of like walk around all night, or like find somewhere. And then all of a sudden you like run into this like group of people, and they're like friends, and they're like, hey, just hang out with us tonight. Like, you know what, like we'll like give you a place to stay, like don't even worry. And so you like take them up on their offer, because obviously like it's going to be better than sleeping in the streets. And at this point, like you're just happy to like find something like normal. And so you're like talking to them and hanging out, and then like you start drinking. They take you back to like one of their houses, and like, everything's good. And it kind of like gets split up. Like the couple like get split up, where like the guy is hanging out with like one group at like the party, and the girls like hanging out with like another group at the party, and they're like talking to each other. And like all of a sudden you like cut scenes in between here, and they're like asking questions to these people, and the people are not giving really like straight answers. So like the girl is asking like, so are you guys all from like Andorra, or like why? And like that group is like telling them like, yeah, like we went to high school here, like we're all from here. And then like the other group is telling the guy like, oh yeah, like no, we went to college like in Switzerland, and now we're like living here for like just the summer. And things just like aren't adding up to the viewer. But like the couple gets back together, and they're like talking, and then the whole group is back together again. And then all of a sudden like someone slips and says like, oh yeah, like I remember when I was young here. And like the guy says, I thought you weren't from Andorra. And then all of a sudden like basically the whole like shit starts to descend into madness. And like these people realize that like they're just like stuck in Andorra, not in Andorra like we think of Andorra, but like in a different dimension of the universe, Andorra, where like time is stopped everywhere else, and there's just like no escaping for them. That's the vibe that I got from Andorra, pretty much.
That's it. I mean, wow, that's a very vivid description. It sounds like
oddly specific.
It sounds like the book. It sounds like the book Uzumaki from the Japanese author, horror like manga author Junji Ito, which is a book that's about like a city where everything's weird and something seems off, and like you get to like understanding what's off about the city as the book goes on. And I lent it to Ben because he was interested in reading it, and he gave it back to me, and he was like, I can't read it, it's too creepy.
Really?
Yeah.
I got through like maybe a third of the book, if that, and I was just like, this shit is just fucked up, man.
Bro, why? This makes me even want to read it more.
Yeah, wait a minute. Does it actually parallel my story?
No.
Okay.
It takes place in Andorra. Let's see it.
It's just like pure like body horror. Is
Bro, it's sick.
Okay.
And
I don't know if I'm into the body horror.
Yeah. That's like the quintessential case of body horror is shit like that.
But bro, you were in Barcelona when Messi was sold to PSG.
Yeah,
Bro,
I was telling Brendan.
I was in Barcelona and I was in Paris the same day.
Dude, the French are going to be pissed off at you, man. Like the one time you were there, Messi leaves on a plane with you, and then you both show up in France, and then
I think the French are gonna be happy. The Spanish.
No, sorry, the Spanish are gonna be happy. I'm getting all mixed up here.
God damn it! Why'd you bring him here?
I don't know if we want to talk about Messi and PSG though, because it's gonna take like it's a legit like 1 hour. It's the biggest. Okay, so basically, just to sum it up for Ben, in one sentence, the biggest news in soccer that could happen, that could be in the news today, would be Pelé just died. The second biggest news that could happen in the soccer world today is Messi just left Barcelona. And guess what? Messi just fucking left Barcelona for a team that was already super unfairly stacked. So it's, yeah. But we can talk about that like extensively next week if you guys want. But yeah, I want to hear about Brandon's trip a little bit more.
And I could talk about my trip forever. I just really wanted to share that story with Andorra. There's also like a bunch of other like minor details I wanted to like write into the script of like in like one of the earlier cities. There's like a guy doing street magic or whatever.
Ooh.
But so like the guy's doing street magic and like he calls for like a volunteer. So like the guy from the couple like goes up to volunteer, and so like as a viewer it's like really subtle, you don't realize, but like the street magician is actually just like a petty thief, and so he like steals the guy's watch without the guy like realizing, because the guy thinks he's just volunteering for a magic trick, but like instead like he had his watch stolen, and that's like why they end up being late to like go back to the bus. It's because like he like I don't know why he wouldn't just check his phone, but like
he like also the thief also stole his phone.
Yeah, but that could work too. But like basically like maybe he sets like I don't know. I just want to like write that into, and just like also like I don't know. It just seemed like such like a crazy concept. That's literally though the vibe that Andorra was giving me.
I think okay. Two things. First is I think you guys are in a very privileged position where you've lived in very neat places, and places where like everything looks very, very standardized. Like if you go from like what's the northeasternmost point, and like probably somewhere like
Maine.
Fucking yeah, whatever. If you go from there to like San Diego, it's nothing changes. But it's like if you go from if you go that same distance anywhere else in the world, it's gonna be like two different worlds. It's gonna be like from the Middle East to like Russia, or like from like somewhere in Africa to like Switzerland. Like it's crazy how normal and neat and well working and modern everything is in the US. So I'm not saying like Andorra is not like that. Like I do believe that it is weird and creepy. But also there's a factor that like anything that looks remotely different is gonna look a lot different to you guys. And also, yeah, that could either be like a really cool short story that gains like a life of its own, and like I could see that happening, or you could even make a novel with that.
Oh, like a little like short
book or
imagine,
bro, being a novelist would be so cool.
It'd be so dope.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if I can do the routine of a novelist, of like waking up knowing that all you have to do and that whole day is writing, and like knowing that like no one's gonna push you to write, you're just gonna have to push yourself, and knowing that there's no like you have to make your own schedule. That's kind of
damn. Do you think the book Misery then is a metaphor for writer's block?
What book?
Misery by Stephen King.
Maybe. I've never read it, but I know what it's about a little bit. Maybe it is.
Well, I've been Brennan. I would recommend everyone go visit Andorra at least like once in their lifetime. Maybe write a book about it, make a movie about it. If you want to be casted, let me know. Screenplay maybe coming in the next like 3 months. We'll see. But yeah, I'll see y'all in Andorra.
I've been Ben, and I'll be releasing a movie about Andorra in the next 2 months that I can sue Brendan for copyright infringement. Make my movie.
I'm Shane. Send us some Michelin or restaurant recommendations in general, because this whole podcast made me really hungry.
Maybe what you do, I'll open up Uzumaki in a random page and read whatever appears in the page.
Oh my gosh, Ben. I have stuff in your face with that thing.
Don't be a silly. Wait, don't be silly. A hurricane doesn't really have an eye.
I mean,
intriguing.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
Just like this podcast. Good night, everyone.